Hey YouTube, Sam here. Well, I'm in the middle of trying to fix this refrigerator. It's not getting ice. And I just needed to get this done. That's why I didn't do a video on this. And half the things I saw videos on didn't really work for diagnosing and that kind of stuff. Other than plugging it in carefully and making sure that there was power once the ice tried to go, going to this one here. I'm not going to go through everything. I'm not an expert on this, and there are lots of videos that were fairly informative on all these refrigerators. They pretty much all have a similar ice making mechanism, and there's a lot more qualified people than me out there to talk about this. But one of them out there, because everything seems to be checking out with all of this mechanism here. It's just a bunch of basically relays. I can't think of what their actual names are, but they send power to where they need to be to start these pumps up that pump the water where it needs to go. So anyway, and I was going along, and none of this was really working. So kind of a last-ditch effort. I saw somebody, and I can't remember who it was. I will try and find video names and put them up here. But anyway, he talked about blowing through the pipe, which is right here, the tube that goes up to the ice mechanism here, and see if it was clogged. And so I just kind of did that, thinking why, but I did it anyway, and sure enough, I couldn't blow anything through there. But then I unhooked it and water blew through here, so I knew the clog was up in here somewhere. Well, another one I saw, which yet again I'll have to put some names in here, talked about this freezing up. And sure enough, and this is what it is up in here, which is where the hose goes into. It is solid ice up in here, so it is frozen up in here. So I don't want to break things. In the video I watched, he used a hairdryer up in there, but from the inside. But actually I think I'm going to do it from this side, because I can see ice up in here, and try and get this to thaw out. Well, YouTube, it worked. The hairdryer, just a little bit of hair drying for a little while, and I can blow right through there. So that was definitely the problem. It just froze up in this mechanism up here for some reason. I've been working on the water downstairs and shutting it off, so I'm thinking two things. Make sure when you're working on your water and you have it shut off, flip that lever up and stop the ice machine from working, because I think the water going in there and then the ice machine not going, that actually allowed it to fill all the way up and freeze in there until I turned the water back on, and then it wasn't working. I was kind of thinking maybe I had blown those motors or heated up those motors from doing that, and just because I had forgotten to turn it off, which I've also heard you can do. But it appears it just froze up inside the mechanism up here, so hopefully it'll be working. When I come back next, we'll find out. Alright, and I have a video not too long ago of actually replacing this whole ice machine here, because it went bad. And I don't know if this was in there, probably was, but I figure I'll put it in this one too. If you have one like this, there's this little mechanism here has a place for a screwdriver. There's another one where it's just one wheel kind of in the middle, and there's a couple holes you need to kind of bypass the system to get it re-running, but this is how you get these ones running. You turn it, I can't remember which way here, with that, and that should kind of jump start it. Nope, I went the wrong way. There we go. Now, I don't know if you can see it, but you can kind of hear it. You can see the arm kind of lifting up. That's letting the mechanism kind of get going. We'll put the cover on that, and hopefully we'll be making some ice. Well, YouTube, I'm not sure if I showed the refrigerator enough that you could see it real well, but you probably can tell since it's stainless steel and it's a different refrigerator. Unfortunately, although that worked, the refrigerator about a month down the road started doing the same thing again. Now, I kind of did research on it, and there is like a coil, heater coil type thing that you can replace on those when they start freezing up, and that's what it was doing, is freezing up, and it wasn't allowing it to thaw. and unfortunately that went bad. Now I could have replaced it, like I said, but that refrigerator, when we got it, was actually like a scratch and dent, already used kind of refrigerator, and it was starting to rust really bad in the front, where water had gotten in between the panel here and the inside, so it was actually delaminating really bad. So it was well past its prime and ready to be replaced. So we picked this one up. So although that may work for you or may not, you may have a deeper issue like I did, but also it just could be that, you know, it got too far ahead, and that may fix your problem. Like I said, everything started working fine. Ice maker was working. It had thawed out. Worked for a month, maybe even 2 months. I'm not even sure. And then it did it all over again. And I was tired of messing with it. I had already replaced several things on it, and it was time for it to go. So I went to Scratch and Dent again. Got us another Scratch and Dent one. Good place to look for these types of things for a lot less money. Go find the Scratch and Dent, and we have a place by us that gets like the returns that they fix and trade-ins, and I don't know exactly what the deal is. They can't sell brand new stuff, and they can't refurbish anything that's completely broken or something. I don't know. Anyway, but they do have fairly new appliances or brand new appliances that are scratched and dented for a lot less money at this place. So you might check and see if there's a place like that around you. Alright, this is Sam, Jack of all and obviously Master None. You all have a good one.